What's up? How you guys doing? So this video really is just my thoughts on Jada and Will. I'm gonna keep it real. Why are we still talking about them? Honestly, like we talk about them all the time, and it really don't even like what they're going through doesn't even matter. What they're talking about doesn't even matter. And honestly, I just get tired of hearing about it all the time. It's just like who cares what they going through? You know what I'm saying? Like why are we so invested in that as people? And one thing I realized too is that, a lot of famous people, they're just people like the rest of us. As much as people idolize famous people, as much as people idolize Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, they're just people at the end of the day. Like famous people are just people at the end of the day. Like we have to stop with this thinking that there's some kind of like god or something just because they make more money than you or you see them on TV. You know what I'm saying? Because it really just like with me, I don't even really care about famous people that much. Like honestly, like I watch some of them. There's some of them that I find interesting. Like there's a lot of them. The ones I found interesting, a lot of them are dead now. Like xxxtentacion and Juice World, and I found them interesting for things such as like, I liked how Juice World could freestyle. And he was very good at freestyling. It was just nice to listen to his hour-long freestyles on YouTube. And then xxxtentacion, he always said some deep stuff, and there was just kind of this aura around him. He talked about the master key. He made himself look very unique. Like he had a message, and he was doing that stuff on purpose. He even talked about, doing stuff to get clout. Constantly fighting people and having attention on him to get clout. He talked about it in the interview I remember listening to, where he purposely would get into fights, just to get the attention, just to, be a headliner. That's why he was almost always in some drama. He was very honest too. Bro was brutally honest. He talked about how insecure he was. He talked about he didn't like his face. He didn't like his skin. He didn't like his skin pigment. He thought he was ugly. Like he was very freaking open, and that's what drew a lot of people to him. He talked about his depression, his suicidal thoughts. He even talked about being schizophrenic a little bit and hearing voices in his head all the time. And it was just like people liked how honest, like brutally honest and real he was. So it was like that was something that kind of drew me to him, is that he felt so human, you know. But when it comes to just somebody being famous simply because they're like an actor or something, that's like it's cool, but it's not me idolizing you, if that makes sense. Like I might watch something about an actor, but I'm not like idolizing you. I want to be the next Will Smith, or I want to be the next XXX Tentacion. Like nah, I like being myself. We're all unique, and we're all different individuals. But and I do like people being different. Like me personally, I find people interesting. I like when I see somebody who has an interesting look to them, an interesting style. It looks different than the norm. I like people like that. That's why I don't judge gays. I don't judge bisexuals, transgender. I'm like Eminem, like that little meme. He said, "I don't care if you black, gay, straight, bi, trans. You be nice to me, I'll be nice to you." It's simple as that. That's why I always say that, because it's the truth. But in reality, I'm kind of just burnt out of hearing about Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm kind of tired of seeing her face, and her just talking and talking and telling all of her and Will's business all the time. And then it's just like Will is kind of like doing damage control, where he tries, he's still on her side. And he's trying to show his woman that he loves her. And it just seems like, I don't want to say that he's weak or anything, because that's foul. I love Will Smith. But I hate relationships where it feels like there's one person trying so hard to get the approval, the love, and the attention from another soul. I hate that. I hate those type of relationships. They irk me so much. Because it's like the person who's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so annoying." It's like they know that the other person loves them so much, and they'll just sit there and constantly play with their feelings, play with their emotions, and just mentally mess with them, and it just annoys the hell out of me. And again, like I said before, I don't care if you're straight, gay, bisexual, man, or woman. It's like you can always see in a relationship, that there's one person who's playing around with the other person more, who's tearing the other person down more, and there's the other one who's trying to get the approval of the person who's tearing them down. And they just don't know how to get out of that and just have confidence in themselves and have high self-esteem, in themselves and love themselves. That's why I'm very picky on who I date, because I look at it as like, look, you ain't about to be sitting there having me look like the one who's like begging to be with you. And if someone dates me, I don't want them begging to be with me. You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. If you like me, you like me, and I'm going to love you just as much as you love me. I'm not going to sit here and play mind games with you and try to destroy you mentally and emotionally, and mess with your insecurities and mess with your self-esteem. I'm not going to do you like that. I'm going to be 100% honest with how I feel about you, what I want from you, and I'm going to ask you what you want from me, and we collaborate from there. You know what I'm saying? And we understand each other from there. I'm not going to sit there and try to like destroy you, as a person, especially when you're supposed to be the person. I'm supposed to be the person that loves you. And this is why this always bothers me. I always get annoyed by relationships because I feel like a lot of the time people make them so freaking complicated and so annoying when it doesn't have to be. People need to be 100% honest with each other and what you like, what you desire, so you can get it. So there's a possibility that you can get what you truthfully desire. Just be 100% open and honest. And again, that's why I go back to the gay people. That's why I like the fact that, they just honest. They'll be like, I'm gay. They'll be like, I'm bisexual. I'm transgender, whatever. I respect that so much because you being honest with yourself. You ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like that so much. And people who dress how they want to dress, and they don't care what people say, And it's like, it always makes me kind of think back in high school where it's like, you have those kids who are popular because they know everybody, and you have those kids who are popular because, like they're on the football team, basketball team. But then you have those people who are popular because they're just themselves. They don't give a damn. They just who they are. They dress how they want, talk how they want, like what they want, have the interest in what they want. They're like just honest with all the things they desire. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. And I feel like that needs to be a thing. And I feel like relationships, it should be built on true attraction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really physically like this person. Because you have to physically like a person if you're going to date them. That's 100% true. So I think it's like you need to physically be into someone, emotionally be into someone, sexually be into someone, mentally be into someone, and spiritually be into someone. And be 100% honest in if you like them or not. Stop playing. Like, my whole thing is, if you only like somebody like 40%, you don't like them. If you like somebody 50%, you don't really like them. It needs to be at least about 85%. Then it's like, okay, you do like the person, because you're not going to like a person 100%. But in this case, when I look at these two, when I look at Will and Jada, it's like, it feels like Will is trying to be like this superhero, this savior, this perfect dad, this perfect guy, this the family man. Everybody loves him. He's like, hey, it's Will Smith, and it's just like, he's trying to be like this lovable guy. He's putting on this act. He's like the ultimate nice guy. I'm nice, I'm caring, I'm loving, and I think he genuinely is those things. And then it's like Jada Pickett, it just seems like she's just like, ugh, he gets on my nerves, he's so annoying, blah, 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 blah. And she makes it seem like it's like all about her, And this is true. Like, as a man, you have to have balls and you have to stand up for yourself and be honest with yourself and tell people like it is, like a man. You do have to do that. You have to do that with other men. You have to do that with women. You have to do that with everybody. Like, you can't be a pushover. You can't be super nice. People are not going to be sensitive to your feelings. It just is what it is. People are not going to be sensitive to your feelings and understand where you come from. A lot of people don't care. And you got to look at yourself. I remember one day, I looked at myself one time because it was like this dude, he was like, I think he was like 170 pounds. He was like 5'6". And he was talking all this mess. And I sat there for a second. And I'm like, bro, I'm like 250, 5'10". I'm like, bro, I literally could like break you in half, bro. I thought about this. I'm like, I could literally break you in half. So it was like, my confidence went up, and I just kind of told him like it is, bro. You got to do that because you got to sit there and really think about it for a second. Like, bro, I'm almost 300 pounds, bro. Like, you not intimidating me. Like, what the hell? And he wasn't intimidating me. He was just talking shit, and I was just sitting there like, bro, I'm 250 pounds, bro, and this little nigga, you know what I'm saying, is talking mess. You know, I was like, oh hell nah. But yeah, that's one thing about people. It's like you in relationships, how they are now, how delusional and deluded they are now. It shouldn't even be like that. Because you're supposed to date somebody you really actually like. I don't understand why people don't understand this. It's like weird. It's like you date people you like. You don't date a person that you slightly like. Like you like him like 40%. So you're like, oh, I'll date him. Or, oh, they seem safe. Or, oh, they seem nice. I can get free stuff from them. You know. I want to give women some advice on dating too. Because there's some stuff that they can learn from men. And there's stuff that men can learn from women. That might be the next two videos. It's just things that men can learn from women. And things that women can learn from men. Alright. I hope you guys have a good one. This is just me talking about Jada and Will. And I hope you guys have a good day. Peace and blessings. Love you guys. Take care.